How we found out SEO wasn't working. Okay, so let's take this search. BMW 5 Series for sale. There's so many different placements on Google that show up, maybe ads or maybe organic, as far as results, right? So someone types this in, and for this actual search, I had no ads show up, maybe because I've been searching a little bit and then I haven't clicked on any ads. So Google will try and show me something different. So, what does show up? Well, we have Auto Trader, used BMWs, 5 Series cars for sale. We have Car Gurus for sale, Chicago, used BMW 5 Series for sale. So, I didn't really specify if I want a new or used at this point. So, that's something to keep in mind. And as we scroll down, we start to get some other organic results. New BMW 5 Series for sale in Naperville by Bill Jacobs, BMW. Used BMW 5 Series for sale, CarMax. Used BMW 5 Series for sale in Chicago, Edmonds. Used BMW 5 Series for sale in Chicago, and that's Perillo. And then we have Auto Trader again, Patrick, and BMW USA. Now, you'll notice even on this used search with high competition from third parties like Auto Trader, Cars.com, Car Gurus, and Edmunds, maybe not Cars.com in this example, but they pop up and actually showcase a lot of results for a BMW 5 Series for sale search. Now, the actual dealerships do as well. And these are common searches that your store should be showing up for. So when I start this video off with saying how we found out SEO did not work, there are many types of SEO out there. And if you go with your website provider, your marketing agency, they all will say that they will do some form of SEO. And the form I'm talking about is really not content, not backlinks, not offsite, not onsite. It's just SEO that drives real results. Okay. So that means that any initiative where you're getting website traffic and people doing actionable items and business, driving business outcomes from that website traffic and them coming to the site organically, non through paid advertising. So the journey's not so simple. It's not just a one-click attribution or a one-click sale, but we have to know, are we getting SEO to actually work? And I'm just curious too. I'm going to change the search and type in new BMW 5 Series for sale. Now I have a whole bunch of VLA listings from Patrick BMW. I do have Auto Trader Edmunds, but then I have Bill Jacobs show immediately, BMW USA, BMW of Orland Park, Car Gurus again, True Car, Perillo. I have more new car dealers show for new BMW 5 Series. This is something common that you should have. You know, if your top model is whatever, a Hyundai Tucson or a Jeep Grand Cherokee or a BMW 5 Series, X5, X3, whatever it is, you should take that, change your locations to some locations around your area in Google, and then use this search to actually see where you show up, because it could present opportunities where you could actually capture traffic that you should be. Okay. This is bottom of funnel marketing. People know what they want by this point, so you should be able to show up. Now, how do we find this, right? When we think of SEO, what is this? Well, SEO stands for search engine optimization. You want to optimize the best performing type of pages to rank high on sites. So if I were Bill Jacobs BMW, or actually better yet, if I were BMW of Orland Park, how would I optimize my strategy to rank higher in more searches than Car Gurus and even BMW USA, and perhaps even higher than Bill Jacobs? So there are strategies to that. But first, I want to show you where you can find how you're doing with these types of pages. Now I'm going to go to a case study. And this case study, once I actually get this right, this case study is actually a dealership that we took a deep dive into their analytics, and we were looking for potential opportunities to improve their business. What they said to us is they were getting one type of customer, primarily subprime. They are a franchise that could handle subprime a little easier than other franchises, meaning they have low economic vehicles at reasonable prices. So that makes sense. Plus, they're located in a location where you might have more subprime, but there's still plenty of prime market in that area, and they really weren't getting that, enough customers through the door for that, right? So usually when we're missing a primary market, usually something core in our advertising is not right. And because dealers now spend so much time and effort on digital marketing, we have to go back and look at the basics. So one way that we did this is we actually went into their Google Analytics, and this is something that we do as part of our audit, part of our investigation, part of our insights, to ubiquitously tell the customer or client, hey, this is what's going on. So this filter, this is a custom report here, December 1st through 29th. And I actually have this filtered by first user source medium, and I filtered for Google organic, which means essentially, like all these results here, we're looking at organic traffic first. So when we look at this in the entire December, nearly the entire month, on all their page views, right? And I'm looking at only used. This is organic traffic for used vehicles. They came up with 639 views, 135 active users. Now, this is a Chicago metropolitan store, and it's a franchise that is not super limited on volume of inventory. It's a well-volumed inventory. They're not depleted on inventory. It's not like we're advertising Buicks or something like that. Not a shout out to Buick dealers, but the inventory levels between Buick and, let's say, Kia is very different these days, and it leads to amount of views. But it's like they only had 639 views on all of their used pages, because I just typed in used and I'm looking at this page path and screen class. They only had 639 views for all of their used inventory for people coming from Google Organic for the first time. Okay. To compare that to one of our other dealers, a case study here, it's actually the same franchise. I'm not going to disclose what franchise it is. They're also in the Chicagoland metropolitan market. They're not a direct competitor with this store, but I'm looking at, check this out. I'm looking at our store now, December 1st through 29th. I'm looking at the first user source medium, which is actually filtered to Google Organic only. And then I'm looking at used, right, in the same page path and screen class report. And you can see a couple URLs. There's tons of them. But as a difference, it's actually 7,000 views for used vehicles, almost 30% of total. And I'm going to tell you, they have relative volume of used cars. So if there's a relative volume of used cars, same franchise in the Chicagoland metro, and we're able to look at this data and go, wait a minute, why does our client actually have 7,000 views in the same time frame, right? With the same filters, looking at the same type of pages. Why do they have 7,000 views where the other business that we're talking to in the same metropolitan area with a similar inventory level on new and used, the same franchise in the same time frame up here with the same actual first user source medium of Google Organic, why do they only have 10%, actually less than 10% of views there? There's a problem with their organic traffic, which means there's a problem of their inventory actually showing up organically. In this time of marketing, a lot of dealerships I know are pushing to paid search advertising heavy. And the reason why is because there's high intent for people that look up certain results or certain searches on Google, and you want to guarantee your space at the top. What I'm trying to showcase in this video, that is fine, but you have to have a relevant strategy that actually tackles the results that matter the most. The case study is not BMW. I'm using BMW as an example. All these sponsored ads are great, but it does still point the fact that it's relevant, that these links down here, even though they're not all the way at the top, they still get clicks. They still get interactions. There's plenty of people out there that actually skip the ads because they know they're ads and then go right down to other results because typically they're more trustworthy. So when I got talked to by a dealer going to NADA pretty soon in 2025, he was very, 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 very hesitant to do anything with SEO because, and I don't blame him, SEO is a term that can be easily misconstrued, easily full of slander, and make clients led to believe that they're going to get something and actually get a result when in fact they don't. With SEO, you have to have the right expectations, and you should focus on the things that matter the most first. Backlinks and buying links and things of that nature, I just don't pay a lot of attention to and never really have. They never worked out unless you're getting something really, really specific. Buying 300 backlinks a month is not something that I've ever seen do well, at least for a sustainable period of time. There are other off-site search engine optimization tactics you can use. However, if we're going to do anything with SEO, and SEO can encompass changes on the website, your Google Business Profile optimization with reviews, and actually making sure that you create good content, plus making sure, like in this example, that the relevant inventory is showing on Google correctly in your area. Those are the things you need to pay the most attention to. And this is one of the reasons that we believe that this dealership is not executing on their primary market. They're not getting that primary market in because they're actually missing the boat. And we're able to see that when we go into the analytics. So if you want to take a look, I'd recommend two things. First, I'd recommend that you do some test searches on the new and used inventory that you have. See what you have up on VLAs and ads, but also take a look at how you show up on organic results, but make sure you change your location. I have the best location changer tool. I've talked about it in videos. It's called the GS Location Changer on Chrome. I've seen it work the best so far. Let me know if you have any comments on that. But that would be one. Actually look at some of your results. And then number two, I would, if I were you, come into analytics in Google Analytics 4, go to your pages and screens report, which is under engagement. You're going to want to filter through source medium, first user source medium of Google Organic, and then you're going to want to see how many page views you actually have as far as new and used inventory, and is it relevant to the market? Is it relevant to your competitors? Is it at all relevant? And make sure it's sticky too. Because if you look here, average engagement time, I didn't even get into this. This store had 2 minutes and 6 seconds average engagement time, where our store actually had 6 minutes and 27 seconds. So even when people are going to those used inventory pages, they're not spending a lot of time. Plus, we have way more key events tracked here on our store versus the store that we're talking to that's looking for more business. So these are some of the things you can do to help really determine if your SEO is working. And I would highly recommend that you ask some of these questions to any vendors that you're talking to that want to sell you SEO in moving forward into 2025. Thank you so much. David Feldman-Makrias comments. Leave some comments if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. And Happy New Year. Let's have a very, very strong and prosperous New Year. Thank you to everyone that has watched this far. Really much appreciated. And we're looking forward to creating more helpful content this year.